Hey, what's up guys? I'm Tommy and welcome to TomyTek Outdoors. Today I'm going to show you how I like to rig my ring traps for crabbing. So stay tuned. So if you're new to my channel and you like fishing, crabbing, kayaking, boating, or just spending quality time with family and friends outdoors, consider subscribing to my channel by clicking that red subscribe button below and click that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Alright guys, so today I'm going to show you how I like to rig my ring traps. You saw in a future video, which I'll provide a link above, I showed you different crab trap options, and I mentioned I was going to show you how I rig ring traps in particular. I did show you these cloth ring traps that are made out of cotton string. I did actually find today when I was in the store a pair of wire ones, so I'm actually going to try to use these again this year and see, you know, how well they work for me. These cloth ones, typically they work just fine for me, but we'll see how they turn out. But as far as rigging, I rigged them pretty much exactly the same, so just keep that in mind. But I'm just going to show you how I did it on the cloth one. So I'm going to take you guys in a little bit closer so you can see how I set everything up. Alright guys, so this is my ring trap rigged the way that I like to rig it. I'm just going to show you kind of a summary of what I did. I swapped out right here the hook that it actually comes with. This is this hook. Just pop that off. Then I switched it out with an actual snap swivel. These are just, I think, Coast Lock snap swivels. Yeah, there's these right here. I'll provide a link in the description below to everything that I use. These are rated for like 240 pounds, which is way more than I actually need, but it'll do the job. So I switched it out with that. I'll show you how I do that, but I'm just kind of showing you what I did. And then here on the bottom, I actually weighted it and have my bait holder here as well. So you can see I have this snood bait holder. I just use this clam bag just kind of to show how it grips down. And then I actually fed everything through the snood, and then I have another Coast Lock snap swivel on the bottom. It's where you can put a weight. The nice thing having this swivel is that you can change the weights depending on, you know, if the current's ripping. This is a big one. This is like a 4 ounce. This is probably way too heavy for most situations, but that's how I like to set it up. So I'm gonna show you guys kind of step by step what I did. I'll get in more detail about this this snood in a future video because I'll show you different bait holder options. But let's go ahead and get started, and I'll kind of show you step by step of what I did. All right guys, so here is a brand new trap or ring trap right out of the bag. So first thing I'm gonna do is with this hook attachment, I'm just gonna pull it off. It should come right off pretty easily. If not, you may have to bend this out. So this, you can do whatever, use it to hang a Christmas ornament or something, but you're not gonna need that anymore. So I replaced them, or I'm going to replace it with this snap swivel, which I had one. It's over here. So to do that, this already has a loop in it. As you can hopefully see the loop. Let's see if I can. There you go. So there's the loop. You can kind of see. Hold on, let's do this. There you go. So you can see the loop there. All I'm actually going to do is just take the end of the swivel, feed it through the loop, or feed the loop through the swivel, like so. And then I'm going to take the swivel and go through the loop. Right here, hopefully you can see that. Should have not put this on a white table. There you go. So you can see I'm going to go through the loop, pull the swivel through, and you'll see is that it's connects nicely there. So that's the first thing I do. And then the next part is the bait holder with another snap swivel. So I'm actually going to need another one. So let me open this up, get another swivel out. And I'll show you more detail about how to make the bait holder in a future video. I just want to kind of go through how I rig it, because you don't have to rig it this way, or use the bait holder. But it's kind of in a nutshell. The bait holder is made out of some bungee. I think this is a 1/8 inch bungee, and then I have some fuel line that I use kind of as a snubber that allows you to snug it down, which is actually this piece here. So I'm gonna show you that in a future video, but so stay tuned for that video. But let me go ahead and get the bungee and show you how I put everything on. So I've got a piece of bungee here. This is what, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches long. And what I need to do is actually take the swivel, and then I'm going to feed the bungee through the hole of the swivel. This is a little tight on this one. I should have actually got some bigger swivels, or swivels with bigger holes, but this should work. All right, I got it on there. It's a little bit tight because these kind of flare out. The bungee flares out when you cut it, and you do have to melt them down with a lighter, just so that you don't get any frays in it. So now that I have the swivel on there, I just need to put the snubber on one end. That's what I call it. It's just pretty much a piece of fuel line that I cut. So I need the snubber on one end. It's going to go through, and what it is now this is going to go through the bottom of the trap. So in the center here, you can see that's where the bait is going to be sitting here in the center right here. You can see that. So pretty much just going to go through wherever half is, just so I can kind of get the bungee through, like so. You can see that a little better. You zoom in. Let's see. I'll bring this up that way. So I've actually gone through half here. So you can see it's kind of split in half here. So pretty much the bungee just goes through, the hole through the bottom here, just to kind of hold there. And then of course I've got the swivel here on the bottom, because that's where the sinkers are going to go. So, all right, so now I need to get the bungee through here. So I'm pretty much showing you guys how to do this. I'll do another video to kind of show you in detail. Gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this a little bit better. So essentially, this is used for crocheting or whatever. It's just a little hook, so that's gonna actually go through the snubber. And then right here, you're just going to put the bungee through it. So let me pull this down a little bit. You're going to want to get it kind of close to where you're going to pull it through, which is right here. So I'm going to put that through here, and then I'm going to pull it through. I don't know if I can get that part on camera, but let's try. So I'm going to pull it through here. Hopefully. Let's see. There you go. So now I've got it through. And then all I got to do, I'm just going to put the snubber down, just tie 2 knots, tie a knot on this end, snug it down. And on the other end, just tie another knot. All right, so now what I have, this is my bait holder here. Then on the bottom, I've got my swivel, and that's where you can attach your weight to it. So I just open the coast lock, then get your sinker. One thing, if you do use these coast lock ones, you can't use bank sinkers. You have to use a sinker that has a big hole through it, because the bank sinkers are kind of too small. So this can go right through. All right, so now I've got my bait holder here. That's on the top, and then attached to it on the bottom is the sinker. It's just down here. Again, you can use whatever size. The nice thing about using these snap swivels is that you can change them as you need to. So that's how I like to rig it. Let me show you the rope that I use. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to attach my rope to my crab trap and buoy. This is actually 3/16 inch rope. You use whatever you want them. This is a little bit easier on the hands in terms of pulling it up. And one of my viewers, John Hoyer, actually asked if I could show the knots that I use. So here are the knots that I use, John. It's actually very simple, or I like to keep it simple. I just like to use a double surgeon's knot. So all you gotta do is just take the rope, kind of double it over on top of itself, and then you're just gonna make 2 overhand knots on the 2 of the ropes, just like this. So just keep in mind this part is gonna go on this little hockey puck buoy. So I'm gonna go through 1 time, and then through a 2nd time. And I'm gonna want this kind of long, because it's got to feed through that float. So I'm gonna just adjust this so that it's kind of towards the bottom of the knot. I think that's enough. Is that enough? Should be. And I'm just gonna snug it down, and that's it. It's just a simple double surgeon's knot. So now I can just take the float, feed it through, just like that, and now I have this loop. All I gotta do is, so it goes through the line, or I'm sorry, the float, just like that. I'm just gonna take this loop, go around the float. And that's why I needed the loop to be a little bit long. So now, that's it on the float right there. Then on the other end, I'm just gonna do the same thing, just double surgeons. Doesn't have to be as long, so just do a shorter length. So double surgeons, double over the line. Just make sure you have enough line. Then you're just gonna pass through on an overhand knot 2 times. So 1, 2. Again, it doesn't have to be a large loop, and I'll show you why. There you go. It's a double surgeons. Then, since I've got the snap swivel, all I gotta do is open it up, put it through the loop, close it shut, and then we're good to go. I did forget to mention the rope is, it's about 16 feet long. I had a 50-foot line, so I just cut it into, divided by 3. So it was about 16 feet. So this is probably a little, because of the rope tying and everything, is probably about 15 feet long. which is more than enough. But let me zoom out so you guys can get a better look of what the crab trap looks like from a side profile. All right guys, so here's a finished ring trap that's rigged. You can see right here, you got the swivel with the sinker on the bottom, which will help it sink and stay on the bottom. And then on the top, I've got the bait holder right here. And then on the top of the string, I've got the other snap swivel. So that's what it looks like, and this is how I like to rig it. So, you know, it's really all your personal preference, but this actually works out really well for me. So a nice feature of having the trap set up this way is that you can store your floats separately from your traps, and you can see that here you can store your trap flat. And then you can actually take another trap and just put it right on top, and it takes like no space at all. You could probably get like a one of those you know, those reusable shopping bags, and then slide it in that, or maybe like one of those coolers, and put all these soft coolers, I mean, and put them in that. So these would actually store very nicely, especially if you're on a kayak. So that's one of the big advantages of using ring traps. So they're both cost effective and then also take up less space. You know, if you guys have any other ways you think are better, or ways I can improve on it, let me know in the comment section below. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe for future videos. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.